Some people believe that the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is money. Others believe it is luck, education, or being born into the right family. But history tells a different story. The people who rise above the crowd rarely begin with perfect circumstances. They begin with something far more powerful, a different way of thinking, a different way of acting, and a different set of daily habits. The truth is that class is not simply about the size of a bank account. It is reflected in the choices you make when no one is watching, the standards you refuse to compromise, and the discipline you maintain when giving up would be easier. There are habits that quietly separate those who create lasting success from those who spend their lives chasing it. These habits are not inherited by a fortunate few. They are learned, practiced, and strengthened over time. Every decision you make either builds the future you dream about or keeps you trapped in the life you already know. The people who consistently move upward understand that success is never an accident. It is the result of repeated actions that compound day after day, year after year. While most people are distracted by comfort, appearances, and instant rewards, those who truly rise focus on character, patience, wisdom, and purpose. They know that real power is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. The habits you choose today become the identity you carry tomorrow. If you are willing to replace excuses with responsibility, distraction with focus, and fear with courage, your life can begin to transform in ways you never imagined. Today, we are going to uncover 6 powerful habits practiced by people who consistently operate at a higher level. These are not secrets reserved for a privileged few. They are principles available to anyone with the courage to apply them. Listen carefully, because one habit, practiced consistently, can change the direction of your entire life. One of the most powerful habits that separates people who consistently move forward from those who remain stuck is the ability to think beyond immediate gratification. Most people are naturally drawn toward what feels good in the present. They choose comfort over growth, entertainment over education, and convenience over discipline. While these choices may seem harmless in the moment, they slowly shape a future filled with missed opportunities. People who consistently achieve meaningful success understand that every decision has a cost. They are willing to sacrifice temporary pleasure because they know lasting rewards require patience. Instead of asking, "What will make me happy today?" they asked, "What will make my life better 5 years from now?" That simple shift in perspective changes everything. Every day presents countless opportunities to choose between what is easy and what is valuable. Watching another hour of meaningless content may feel relaxing, but reading a chapter of a book develops knowledge that can create opportunities for years. Spending money on unnecessary luxuries may provide a brief moment of excitement, but investing those same resources into learning a new skill can transform an entire career. Successful people are not free from temptation. They simply refuse to let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. They understand that discipline often feels uncomfortable today, but regret is far more painful tomorrow. Thinking long term also changes the way people respond to challenges. When setbacks appear, Many individuals become discouraged because they only focus on the present discomfort. Those who think ahead recognize that failure is rarely the end of the journey. Instead, they see it as valuable experience that prepares them for greater opportunities. A single rejection does not define their future because they are focused on the bigger picture. They understand that every obstacle teaches lessons that cannot be learned through comfort alone. This mindset also influences relationships, health, and personal growth. Rather than seeking instant approval from others, they build relationships based on trust, honesty, and mutual respect. Instead of chasing quick fitness results, they commit to consistent exercise and healthy habits that improve their well-being over decades. They know that the strongest foundations are built slowly, one small decision at a time. Every positive habit may seem insignificant on a single day, but repeated over months and years, those habits create extraordinary outcomes. Patience becomes one of their greatest strengths. In a world obsessed with speed, they understand that meaningful success cannot be rushed. Trees that grow the tallest spend years developing deep roots before reaching impressive heights. Human success follows the same principle. Skills require practice, confidence requires experience, and wisdom requires time. Those who constantly search for shortcuts often miss the value of steady progress. They become frustrated when results do not appear immediately, while disciplined individuals continue moving forward, trusting that consistent effort will eventually produce remarkable rewards. Long-term thinking also protects people from emotional decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively when they feel angry, disappointed, or excited, they pause and consider the future consequences of their actions. They realize that one careless decision can undo years of hard work. By learning to delay gratification, they gain greater control over their finances, careers, relationships, and personal goals. This self-control becomes a powerful advantage because it allows them to remain focused while others become distracted by temporary pleasures, impulsive choices, and short-lived excitement, steadily building a future that reflects wisdom, purpose, resilience, and intentional living rather than momentary comfort or passing satisfaction. Time is the one resource that every person receives equally, yet it is the way people use it that creates extraordinary differences in their lives. Those who consistently achieve success understand that money can be earned again, opportunities can return, and mistakes can be corrected, but time can never be recovered once it has passed. This is why they protect their time with intention and purpose. They recognize that every hour invested in meaningful work, learning, or personal growth moves them closer to the future they desire. Instead of allowing distractions to control their schedule, they decide in advance what deserves their attention and what does not. Many people spend their days reacting to everything around them. They constantly check notifications, respond to every message immediately, and allow other people's priorities to dictate their own. Before they realize it, the day is over, yet very little has been accomplished. Successful individuals avoid this trap by understanding that being busy is not the same as being productive. They focus on activities that create lasting value instead of simply filling their schedule with endless tasks. They know that progress comes from doing the right things consistently, not from doing the most things. Protecting time also means learning to say no. This can be difficult because people naturally want to please others or avoid disappointing them. However, every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Those who value their time carefully choose their commitments. They understand that every responsibility requires energy, focus, and attention. By refusing unnecessary distractions, they create space for the work that aligns with their goals and values. Planning plays a major role in this habit. Instead of beginning each day without direction, successful people often start with a clear understanding of what needs to be accomplished. They identify their highest priorities and dedicate their best energy to those tasks before moving on to less important activities. This simple practice reduces confusion, minimizes procrastination, and creates steady momentum. They understand that a day guided by intention produces far better results than a day controlled by chance. Another important part of protecting time is respecting personal boundaries. High achievers recognize that constant availability can become a barrier to meaningful work. They create periods where they can focus deeply without interruptions. During these moments, they are fully present, giving complete attention to the task before them instead of dividing their focus between multiple distractions. This level of concentration allows them to produce work of higher quality in less time. They also understand the importance of rest. Protecting time does not mean working endlessly without pause. It means using time wisely, which includes allowing the mind and body to recover. Rest is not viewed as laziness, but as preparation for future performance. Adequate sleep, moments of reflection, and time spent with loved ones help maintain energy, creativity, and emotional balance. By caring for themselves, they ensure they can continue performing at their best over the long term. Most importantly, they never assume they have unlimited time. They live with an awareness that every day is an opportunity that should not be wasted. This perspective encourages them to take action instead of endlessly postponing their dreams. They stop waiting for the perfect moment because they realize that progress begins with the decisions they make today. While others delay important goals until tomorrow, they understand that tomorrow is never guaranteed, and every meaningful achievement is built by making the most of the hours that are available right now. Treating each moment as an investment that shapes the quality, direction, and purpose of the life they are creating. One of the defining habits of people who consistently rise above challenges is emotional discipline. While intelligence, talent, and opportunity certainly matter, none of them can reach their full potential without the ability to manage emotions wisely. Life is filled with situations that test patience, confidence, and self-control. Unexpected setbacks, criticism, disappointment, and uncertainty are unavoidable. But the way a person responds to these moments often determines the direction of their future. Emotionally disciplined people understand that they cannot control everything that happens to them, but they can always control how they react. Many people allow emotions to make important decisions. They speak in anger, quit in frustration, spend impulsively when they feel stressed, or give up because they temporarily lose motivation. These emotional reactions may provide a brief sense of relief, but they often create long-term problems. Those who develop emotional discipline learn to pause before responding. Instead of reacting instantly, they take time to think, evaluate the situation, and choose the response that aligns with their values and long-term goals. This ability to remain calm under pressure becomes one of their greatest strengths. Emotional discipline also means refusing to let fear control your actions. Fear is a natural human emotion, but successful individuals understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to move forward despite feeling uncertain. They know that every worthwhile goal comes with risk, discomfort, and the possibility of failure. Rather than allowing fear to stop them, they use it as a reminder that they are stepping outside their comfort zone, where real growth begins. They accept that progress often requires temporary discomfort, and that confidence grows through action, not through waiting. Criticism is another area where emotional discipline becomes essential. People who achieve meaningful success are often misunderstood, judged, or questioned by others. Instead of becoming defensive or seeking approval from everyone, they carefully evaluate feedback. Constructive criticism becomes an opportunity to improve, while unnecessary negativity is ignored without allowing it to damage their confidence. They understand that not every opinion deserves their attention, and they refuse to let someone else's negativity distract them from their purpose. This habit also strengthens relationships. Emotionally disciplined individuals communicate with patience and respect, even during disagreements. They listen before speaking, seek understanding before judgment, and avoid making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. They recognize that words spoken in anger cannot easily be taken back, so they choose their responses carefully. This creates trust, stability, and respect in both personal and professional relationships. Resilience grows naturally from emotional discipline. Every successful person experiences failure, rejection, and disappointment. The difference is that emotionally disciplined people do not allow setbacks to define their identity. They accept responsibility where necessary, learn valuable lessons, and continue moving forward without becoming trapped in self-pity or resentment. They understand that every challenge carries an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for future success. Daily habits play a significant role in developing this quality. Regular reflection, reading, exercise, and moments of quiet thinking help strengthen emotional awareness. Instead of constantly reacting to external events, disciplined individuals build an inner sense of stability that remains steady even when circumstances become difficult. They understand that lasting confidence comes from mastering themselves rather than trying to control the world around them. As they continue practicing patience, self-control, and thoughtful decision-making, they become people who inspire trust, lead with wisdom, and remain focused on their purpose regardless of obstacles, proving that true strength is measured not by the absence of emotion, but by the ability to guide emotions toward choices that create lasting success and meaningful growth. One of the most valuable habits practiced by people who continue to grow throughout their lives is their commitment to investing in knowledge and relationships. They understand that true wealth is not limited to money stored in a bank account. It also includes the ideas they collect, the skills they developed, and the people they surround themselves with. While many individuals spend their resources on things that lose value over time, successful people consistently invest in assets that appreciate. Knowledge expands with use, and meaningful relationships become stronger through trust, respect, and shared experiences. Together, these two investments create opportunities that money alone can never buy. Learning is a lifelong habit for people who operate at a higher level. They never assume they know enough. No matter how experienced they become, they remain curious and open to new perspectives. They read books, listen carefully to others, ask thoughtful questions, and seek lessons from both success and failure. Every conversation becomes a chance to learn something new. Every mistake becomes valuable feedback rather than a reason to quit. This mindset allows them to adapt in a world that is constantly changing. They understand that the person who continues learning will always have an advantage over the person who believes there is nothing left to discover. Knowledge also creates confidence. When people dedicate time to mastering their craft, they stop relying on luck and begin trusting their preparation. Whether they are speaking in front of an audience, making an important decision, or solving a difficult problem, they draw strength from the effort they have already invested in improving themselves. They know that confidence built on preparation is far more reliable than confidence built on hope. This is why they continue developing new skills even after reaching significant achievements. Growth never becomes optional because they recognize that standing still often means falling behind. Equally important are the relationships they build. Successful individuals understand that no one achieves greatness alone. Every meaningful accomplishment is influenced by mentors, teachers, friends, colleagues, or family members who provide guidance, encouragement, and honest feedback. Rather than viewing people as tools for personal gain, they treat them with genuine respect and kindness. They listen carefully, keep their promises, and show appreciation for the contributions of others. Trust becomes the foundation of every lasting relationship they create. They are also intentional about the company they keep. They understand that attitudes, habits, and ambitions are contagious. Spending time with people who constantly complain, avoid responsibility, or discourage growth can slowly shape a person's own mindset. Instead, they seek relationships with individuals who challenge them to think bigger, act with integrity, and continue improving. These connections provide accountability during difficult times and inspiration during moments of doubt. Healthy relationships become a source of wisdom, encouragement, and perspective that helps them navigate life's challenges. Investing in relationships also means giving without expecting immediate rewards. They offer support, share knowledge, celebrate the success of others, and help whenever they can. Over time, these acts of generosity create strong networks built on mutual respect, rather than personal convenience. They understand that opportunities often come through people who trust their character more than their credentials. Because of this, they protect their reputation by acting honestly, communicating clearly, and treating everyone with dignity, regardless of status or position. By continually expanding their knowledge while nurturing meaningful relationships, they create a foundation for lasting success that grows stronger with every lesson learned, every connection strengthened, and every opportunity created through wisdom, integrity, generosity, and a genuine commitment to helping both themselves and others reach their highest potential. One of the most remarkable habits shared by people who consistently rise above the ordinary is their ability to live with quiet confidence and unwavering consistency. They do not feel the need to constantly announce their ambitions, prove their worth to everyone, or seek validation for every achievement. Instead, they allow their actions to speak on their behalf. They understand that true confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room, but about having complete trust in the values, discipline, and effort that guide their daily lives. Their self-belief comes from preparation, integrity, and repeated action, rather than from applause or recognition. Many people confuse confidence with arrogance, but the two are entirely different. Arrogance depends on comparison. It seeks attention and tries to appear superior to others. Quiet confidence, on the other hand, is rooted in self-awareness. It allows people to acknowledge their strengths while remaining humble enough to recognize there is always more to learn. Individuals with this mindset do not waste energy trying to impress everyone they meet. They focus on becoming better than they were yesterday, knowing that personal growth is a lifelong journey rather than a competition. Consistency is what transforms confidence into lasting success. Anyone can feel motivated for a day or a week, but motivation naturally rises and falls. Those who achieve meaningful results do not rely on fleeting emotions. They rely on habits. They continue working when they feel inspired, and they continue working when they do not. They understand that extraordinary achievements are rarely the result of one dramatic effort. Instead, they are built through countless small actions repeated with dedication over long periods of time. Every disciplined morning, every completed task, and every promise kept strengthens both their character and their future. This habit also teaches patience. In a world that celebrates instant success, many people become discouraged when results do not appear immediately. Quietly confident individuals resist this temptation. They understand that meaningful progress often happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible to others. Just as a seed spends time developing roots before it breaks through the soil, lasting success requires unseen effort. They trust the process because they know that consistency eventually produces results that temporary enthusiasm never can. Living with quiet confidence also means remaining composed during both success and failure. They do not become arrogant after a victory, nor do they lose faith after a setback. Success does not make them careless, and failure does not make them quit. They recognize that every experience carries valuable lessons. By staying emotionally balanced, they avoid making decisions based on pride or disappointment. This steady approach allows them to remain focused on long-term goals rather than becoming distracted by temporary circumstances. Another important aspect of this habit is keeping commitments. When they make a promise, whether to themselves or to others, they strive to honor it. Their words carry weight because they are supported by consistent action. People naturally begin to trust them, not because of impressive speeches, but because their behavior remains dependable over time. This reliability strengthens relationships, builds respect, and creates opportunities that cannot be achieved through talent alone. Ultimately, quiet confidence combined with consistency creates a life of purpose and influence. Instead of chasing attention, these individuals pursue excellence. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions, they take steady steps forward every single day. They understand that the strongest reputation is built through years of honest effort, disciplined choices, and unwavering commitment to their principles. As they continue showing up with humility, determination, and resilience, they inspire others not through loud declarations, but through the undeniable example of a life shaped by integrity, perseverance, and the daily decision to become a little better than they were the day before.